Hola amigos de Diario Las Américas, estoy acá con el actor turco Kerem Bürsin. Lo hemos visto en la novela, una de las novelas más populares turcas, que se llama El amor está en el aire, y está acá con nosotros hoy en un evento de la aerolínea Turkish Airlines. Tell me, so is this your first time in Miami?
It is my first time actually in Miami, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Esta es la primera vez que viene a Miami y le ha parecido muy bonita la ciudad. So tell me, why would you say that Turkish soap operas have been so successful in the Hispanic market? ¿Por qué han sido las novelas turcas tan exitosas en el mercado hispano?
You know, I think from what I'm noticing is our cultures are just are very similar, and it's honestly the language that's the only different thing, but our cultures really are very similar. We're very passionate people, and so I think for the stories we tell in our country kind of transcends to your culture.
Las culturas son muy similares, solamente es el idioma lo que es diferente, y por eso las historias que ellos cuentan trascienden en la cultura hispana. So tell me, what are some of those similarities that you see? You said Turks and Hispanics are very passionate. What other similarities do you find?
You know, I think our family values are very similar, like the bond we have with our family, with our culture, with our country, our friends. And, you know, and these are most of the times, these are the things we're talking about or are showing in our shows. And so I think when we see those similarities, that's when we get hooked, and, you know, we see something that we can relate to, and so that's what I'm noticing.
So what is the favorite dish from your country that you like, that you enjoy?
That is such a good question. That is a very good question. There's so many. I would have to say there's a dish. Oh, geez, that is a really tough question. There's so many. Like I'm just thinking about a bunch of different foods. But I think wow. Look, I'm a fan of Iskender kebab, which is a popular one. It's a very popular one, but it's something I remember as a child, because I never lived in Turkey when I was a kid, and so every time we would come to Turkey, that was the first thing I would ever eat. It was just like, you know, I have to have my Iskender. What
is it made of?
What is it? So Iskender it has döner. Do you know what döner is? It's maybe you've seen it. It's the big chunk of meat that's on a stick, and they shave it off, and so you have that on top of on top of a thick pita bread, and then on top of the döner you have this incredible tomato sauce and a beautiful this incredible, very not healthy for you, but buttery melted butter that they put on top, so it's pretty good.
Me ha descrito su plato favorito de la culinaria turca, que básicamente consiste en carne, en pan, pita bread, en un pan pita con salsa de tomate y mantequilla. So, where did you live growing up? You did not live in Turkey?
I lived in a lot of different places. Because of my father's job, we moved a lot. So every 2-3 years we were moving countries. So Scotland, Norway, Indonesia, United Arab Emirates, Texas, and then, you know, my parents continued. I went to college in Boston and then moved to Los Angeles, and then after LA I moved to Turkey.
Ha vivido en muchísimos lugares, en Emiratos Árabes Unidos, en Scotland, acá en Texas. Wow.
Yeah.
So can you say something in Spanish? ¿Puedes decir algo en español?
One of my favorite words is vale.
Vale?
Vale.
Vale. That's like very...
That's, you know, it's Spanish.
That's Spanish from Spain.
Spanish. No, it's Spanish.
Okay.
Vale. Yeah, I love saying vale.
What would you say it's one of the main things people would like to go and visit Turkey?
You know, the people. I feel like, I think what's important is, you know, Istanbul is very popular, but it definitely is a very small part of Turkey, because, you know, you have places like Cappadocia, you know, you have places like Trabzon, which has incredible nature. You have Mardin, and then you have I mean, there's a lot of history in Turkey, and as we all know, a lot has gone through in Turkey. A lot of different empires, and so
That's right.
with that, you do see the clash of all these different cultures, and it's still there and it's still present, and so there's a lot to see and a lot to do. Like south of Turkey, the beaches of Turkey, which I would say is one of the best in the world. Yeah, the food. Turkey's a great place.
Tell me a little bit about that character, Serkan Bolat,
Horrible.
and yeah, his workaholic behavior. Are you something like him? Are you guys alike?
I mean, I hope not. No, he's okay. At first, when we meet him, he's pretty horrible. But yeah, we have similarities for sure. But I think
Are you workaholic?
yes. Unfortunately, I do enjoy what I do a lot, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm definitely doing something else that has to do with acting. So I do love work, but I think it is also important, which I think with age you realize that life is important too, and experiences are very important. Love is very important, and so yeah, I think something I can take away from that is Serkan. He missed a lot of life, and he missed a lot of love, and he didn't really know what love was because of his passion, which he thought was work, until he met Eda.
So what do you do on your downtime when you're not acting? What are some of your hobbies?
I love climbing. I love boxing. An avid reader, and I actually absolutely love writing. And so I've been writing a lot lately.
Writing for like a TV series?
Yeah, just writing creative things, whether it be things that I hopefully one day will be useful.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you have coming for the upcoming years? Any new projects that you're going to be working on?
Yeah, a few projects are coming up soon, and I can't really talk much about it, but hopefully it'll be a great surprise for everyone.
How would you describe this year? How would you sum up? How was 2022 for you, professionally wise?
It was definitely a year where I decided. It was a year I decided to kind of stay away from the camera, and like I said, it was a year where I really focused on my production company and projects that we were developing, and projects that we want to do, and like I said, projects that I've had up here for a while.
Okay, so from a creator point of view, since you love writing, what would you say is there to change in the way Turkish television and movies are being made, story-wise? What is there that you think that could be added, changed to the story?
I don't think I'm in a place to say what should change or what could change. One thing, they're long. So
the format, right?
The episodes are very, very long, and I think there's an advantage to that, and there's a disadvantage, and I think we're coming to a point where the disadvantage is starting to weigh in on the advantages. So I think if we kind of make it. I'm a person who believes in less is more. You can do a lot more with less, and I think hopefully we'll hone that soon.
Right, and love stories, for example, are very you don't see a lot of kissing, for example, like what happens with Brazilians soap operas, for example.
Right. I think that's. I think what's interesting is. So you do see a lot of different content from different places in the world, and you do see a lot of scenes where you're just like, sure, we have limitations, and sure, we have boundaries that what we can show and what we can't show, and that's mainly because of just because these are TV shows that are aired publicly in Turkey, but I'm a firm believer that boundaries allow us to become more creative. Sure, that's not a good thing, maybe, but if you have boundaries, then you have to find a different way to show that. And so if that's not showing sex, or if that's not showing kissing, and if you still can get your point across, then I think creatively you open up a different door. So like I said, I'm not a huge fan of boundaries, but I'm also not very much against it. It is what it is, and you got to do the best you can with what you have.
That's
I think
right.
you do a good job with that.